Judith, what does Skills for Justice do in Northern Ireland?
Well, Skills for Justice has, as a Sector Skills Council, a remit to work across the UK, developing the skills of the sector. In Northern Ireland, the way we're doing that is first of all to kind of be running under the management of the sector itself. So we have a country group where all parts of the sector, including the voluntary and community sector, are represented. And they've steered our work, first of all, in getting a clear picture for the first time of the size and shape of the workforce in Northern Ireland and of the particular skills needs that emerge. I think secondly, at looking at the development of the right ways of getting the skills to the highest level they can be, and that includes standards and qualifications that are really fit for purpose here, and ones that are supported within the Northern Ireland Government Skills Strategy, which is another key driver for all the sector skills councils here.
Judith, could you give us a specific or an individual organisation with whom Skills for Justice have been working?
Well, one example of an area of work which sits mainly in the voluntary and community sector would be support for victims, survivors and witnesses of crime. And there are 2 or 3 major organisations and a lot of smaller ones who do that work here, and in fact have piloted some new qualifications which are designed to be able to recognise as well as develop the skills of some of the third sector work in this area. So we have Women's Aid in Northern Ireland who've been the first to use a development award in supporting victims, survivors and witnesses of crime, and who've also delivered a learning programme for police north and south of Ireland around working with domestic violence. And there are other organisations in Northern Ireland who've also been using NVQ awards to recognise the skills some of their staff already have, and also to develop them and to develop their own staff profile.
Judith, recently you have been involved in a specific piece of work on behalf of the Sector Skills Councils. Would you like to describe that piece of work?
Yes, I would. One of the first big jobs for Sector Skills Councils is to know in quite a lot of detail who's working in their sector and what skills they need. And for ourselves and a number of other Sector Skills Councils, that includes third sector organisations. The problem that we have is actually in engaging really effectively with a very diverse sector. And not only diverse, but also in terms of skills, one organisation can actually be delivering across quite a range of different skill sets. So we know, particularly actually with the outcome of this research, that there are substantial overlaps between justice and care and lifelong learning, with maybe one voluntary sector organisation delivering all those areas. So it became very important for us to do this piece of research about the third sector in a way that was joined up, where we weren't all separately approaching the third sector, but where we actually came together and said, look, can we talk to you about what you do and help us to map that against our own responsibilities in terms of improving skills. So that was the objective of the work, and we're very pleased with how it came out. NICVA managed the research and Skills for Justice led the steering group, which was made up of all those sector skills councils and of NICVA. And the Department for Employment and Learning funded that in its role of promoting the work of sector skills councils and of our understanding of our workforce. So NICVA interviewed, in the end, 500 organisations, and out of that we were able to get a picture of the particular skills for each of our sector skills councils, so we now know in much more detail what the workforce of the justice sector in the voluntary and community organisations looks like, and we know better what their particular skills needs are. And I think what we found as well was that some of the skills which are challenges for the third sector, like management and leadership, are challenges that they share with other organisations. Other challenges around getting sustainable funding for training and development are probably more sharp for them because of the nature of their funding streams. So it helped us understand how we need to work more closely with voluntary and community organisations and more closely with each other to give you a better service.